Good morning. Just waiting for the LinkedIn feed to catch up, and then we'll get started. Good morning. I'm Matt Davis, and I'm happily here to read the newspaper so that you don't have to this morning. It's Monday, May the 5th, and today's news is a kind of investigative story by two reporters, in one here in the US and one in Dubai, all into Trump's sons cashing in on his power and prestige as president. They kind of followed a kind of blitz of events and basically crisscrossing the world by Trump's sons over the last few weeks, trying to cash in, build hotels, make meme coins, bitcoins, cut deals with various governments to do other kinds of real estate deals, and also open an exclusive new members club called Executive Branch in Washington, D.C. That club costs $500,000 to get into. People like the Winklevoss twins are in it. And overall, the story is sadly predictable. I think what makes it most interesting probably is that you shrug your shoulders when you read it, even though the kind of cashing in here is unprecedented by the Trump family. He didn't do this kind of craziness in his first term. But then again, if you've only got a few more years to run, why not let your children, family make as much money as possible from your efforts? Explicitly, almost everything that Trump's children are doing is directly financially benefiting the president. He does still have to file financial disclosure forms, and those make it very clear that when they do a deal in Saudi Arabia or Dubai or any other nice, non-corrupt, human rights prone nation, that money goes almost directly through Donald Trump's bank. It may be in limited companies, it may be here and there, but it's a direct route to him. So while sitting as president, he is cashing in on his reputation to make billions of dollars. He's going to need them because he's flirted with bankruptcy his whole life, and as we know, the man is financially incompetent. He is not a value investor. He's all about his ego and his power and his prestige, and that's why he wants to do deals with these people. I don't know what to say apart from it's very important when you yawn in the face of a story like this to remember that that's exactly what the Trump administration want. Vladimir Putin has a palace in Russia. The majority of Russians accept that that's the case. They accept that he's stolen from the country for generations. And they kind of shrug their shoulders and say, well, what do you expect? In this country, we have a democracy that functions with facts and votes and so on. And, there's going to be midterms in 26. There's going to be another election in 28. And at that point, it's an opportunity for us as citizens to voice our displeasure with this kind of corrupt money making and say, actually, I prefer a different path. Now, I love that Donald Trump Jr. kind of draws a parallel with the Democrats. He does point out that if it's so corrupt to make money while you're in office, why not take up painting, which is how Hunter Biden made a lot of money when his father was in office. And fairly, it's good for Trump Jr. to make that point. The White House says there's no conflict of interest because it's Trump's children that are running the office. It's a great argument for having a bunch of children. And in fact, Donald Trump Jr. makes this point about also having 5 children. They love loads of kids. Why have one when you can have 20? Are the Republicans more corrupt than the Democrats? I think in this particular case, yes. But I also think that the newspaper today also carries a story about how Biden's team didn't want to have a cognitive test done on him. And it's really sad when you read about their sort of justification for why Biden should run again. Like, they shot themselves in the foot by pushing forward a candidate who they knew was not probably cognitively up to it. And they did it because they didn't have the imagination to choose a replacement. And that's corrupt. And the thing that's really annoys me about the Democrats is they pretend that they're above corruption, whereas Donald Trump just brushes it off. He's openly corrupt. And there's a kind of interesting tension in American life there. Most Americans prefer the honestly corrupt man who doesn't hold himself up as perfect to the kind of corrupt institution of the Democratic Party, sticking with Joe Biden until the last minute. That's food for thought. And all I will say is let's nominate the bartender from the Bronx in 2028. She is enough to get me off the fence and vote. And I hope that she's enough to get many Americans off the fence and vote too. Politics is about big feelings, not who's right and who's wrong. And that's what I think I've taken from the newspaper today. Thank you for letting me read the newspaper so that you don't have to. My name's Matt Davis. I'll be here every morning. As my wife puts it, the only reason I do this is so I can play it back later and listen to the lovely sound of my own voice. But why not? It is a lovely sound. I'll see you soon.